Okay, are we live? I think we are live. All right. So, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream today. What we're going to essentially be doing today is we took everything from yesterday and sort of factored it out into different functions. And what we're essentially going to be doing is making those functions sort of concrete, I guess. You'll see what I mean in a second. So let's go here. So what I did pre-stream is I took the liberty of sort of factoring out all the hexadecimals for all of the non-number and letter keys. So like you have an invalid key, you have the space, return, backspace, tab, etc. So the sort of plan with that is to essentially make something like a registry almost. I'm probably going to use a mapping of some sort. I haven't really sort of figured out the entire plan concretely, but I've figured it out to a point where I can sort of look at it and kind of get my bearings, right? You know what? Something I should have done pre-stream and didn't, because I'm stupid, is put this in the header, because this is a header file, the keys, and it is a C++ enum class, because I eventually want to make this namespaced, and kind of justify the use of C++ is kind of what I want to do either today, tomorrow, or Friday's stream. Friday's stream, we might not be doing this, depending on what I get done today, but definitely it will be at some point done. The point of today and probably tomorrow's stream is to get this to a compiling state. You know, the first stream was just kind of struggling with getting the build system done and making that look professional, fixing whatever errors came with that. Yesterday's stream was essentially actually starting the refactoring. And then today's stream is to look at what we did yesterday and improve on it a little bit. I do have my little beverage here. Same as yesterday, I made myself a mudslide. Why not, right? Quick and simple. Well, sort of. So, what I essentially want to do is, yeah, I think that's where I'm going to start, is I'm going to move all of this out of the function here. So we're going to do keys to code, and that's going to be this, and this is a function declaration. Give me a second. I thought about making keys a struct and then giving it a string method. But I think this enum approach, you know, how I would do it in regular C, in pure C, whatever you want to call it, I think that's okay. I think that's okay to do. It works. And how I tackled the ones where it's shift differently is I kind of just set the hex value. I think hex is better than plain decimal, but I do have the decimal for any hex values. So I just assigned it to the enum value. So colon here is colon. Yeah, I think that's a simple and elegant solution. So then we're gonna go to source, and we're gonna do keys CPP, because we're splitting up. Includes keys, and we're gonna do that. Key to string, and instead of passing in a code, we're going to be passing in a keys type. And we're going to say key, and we're going to enumerate on the key. And so this is going to be space. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, so something I have to do here. All right, is there VK? Oh, because I'm matching on the whole word. All right, I don't want to do that then. So let's go here and do this. Or actually, I could just match on case and do it that way. We can do, what is it, keys type, whoops, and then do that, and then we can do VK, and they're kind of named similarly, so you can kind of do that. Space return, I put this as backspace, tab, delete, left arrow. I think it, yeah, left arrow. Not left alt, left arrow. There we go. Right arrow. Luckily, this isn't too bad, but I probably should have done that pre-stream. Down arrow, caps lock. Numlock. Did I not do num? Oh, it's 2 words. Okay, I did the underscore. Is that Pascal case? Or not Pascal case. I mean, I guess uppercase. I don't know. I don't know what that's called because I know. All right, so Pascal case is what's used in like Golang or Java, or Pascal. I know snake case is what's used in Python, but like with the underscore in between it. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know. I'm actually gonna look this up. Case name for case name for upper case with underscore. Is that a thing? Screaming snake case. Okay. I'm gonna kebab case? What? What the fuck is kebab case? Now I'm interested. Come on. Alright, I guess their links aren't working. Kebab case. Oh. So it's like a kebab. Like you're skew. Oh, okay. Alright. Well, learn something new. Alright, scroll lock. Let's see. Apps key. Which I found out recently is the menu key. And then this is left shift. This is right shift. Yeah, I mean, again, like, you know, you learn something new every day. Right control. Left alt. Right alt. Left window. And right window. Okay. So now for the default case. Null. Why is this null? Identifier is null. Oh, yeah, okay. Null pointer then? Does that work? It does, but I want to get rid of that. I want to use exceptions, kind of. But not really. I guess what I could do is just kind of return nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just return an empty string. I think that's okay to do. Because then I don't really have to do error checking. Because it's gonna render an empty string. It's empty. You don't really have to do anything with an empty string, you know. That's not always the best idea, but I think it's gonna work for our purposes here. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I'm okay with these. And then let's go to keys. So I think I want to refactor this out because I did represent these characters in the enum. I did represent these characters in the enum. The problem is this is a computed property in the sense of, okay, so one, it's a character. Two, it uses a Boolean to determine which character it is. It uses a sentinel flag, essentially. Three, I'm not entirely sure how to do this. I mean, right, okay, so what I could do is just fucking hard code it. Another thing I probably should have done. In the prior to stream. I don't know. No, right, okay, so what I'm thinking of doing, I'm gonna give you a little sort of, not sneak peek, but, yeah, okay, I guess window into my train of thought here is what I kind of want to do is make like a global sort of like factory almost and like register, because I don't know for an absolute fact that these hex values are the same on Linux as they are on Windows. In fact, I'm counting against it. So really, I want to make these different and not hard coded. I want to make these programmatic and not hard coded, essentially. But why that is problematic now is because to do that, to sort of like aid in doing that, make it easier for me down the line, I'm going to have to make this programmatic somehow. Right? I'm going to have to not put these in a hard-coded key to string function like I just did. Which, it's going to be hard. It is. It's going to be hard. But I think I can do it. As long as I got my alcohol, I can do it. That's a joke. I'm not as bad as like, I'm not really an alcoholic. I'm just kind of, someone who likes to drink while he codes, keep the mind open. Right. All right. So you know what? I think I'm going to come back to this, and I'm going to focus on the sort of rest of the file. Right. So now this is function key. First of all, I don't like the naming of this. Is function key, I really don't like how that's done. And where are we using that? Down that way. Okay, so I guess get function, or get get function key from code. Sure, that is kind of verbose, but it is what it is. Yeah. Another thing here is first key is really only used here. So I think this can be passed in as a parameter. Bool first key. And we can do that. And I don't need to pass that in. And that way we're not using this global variable, right? So we can get rid of that global variable. I don't like using global variables if I have to. Of course, preprocessor directives are a different story. But like here, like a static buffer, essentially, is kind of one of the exceptions I have. Because it needs to be in static memory. If that didn't need to be if that didn't need to be global, then you can kind of get away with passing that in as a parameter. But yeah, just design wise, it is absolutely awful. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, where was I? I was at here. I was here. Okay. Create border. I mean, I guess. Yeah. Okay. I think that's okay. So we set the timestamp. Now this is something I want to kind of factor out. So it's. I don't know how that's going to work with the bit shifting and everything. Because I'm not entirely sure what these hex values do. Right? Now I could look it up. In fact, you know what? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm sure they're masks. I'm sure they're bit masks. But like I'm not entirely sure what the bit mask means. You know? Which is okay in the sense of like the whole point of this series is to kind of just learn how to refactor something without looking at it, you know? Like you can have the same behavior of a program without knowing exactly what it does. It's going to be difficult. As you've seen, we're on what, part 3 now of multiple hour streams. So it's difficult, right? But kind of if you look it over and kind of just understand the behavior, the specifics of refactoring a program is really irrelevant. You know, it's not entirely irrelevant, but the specifics of what each line does kind of becomes less important as the overall behavior. Right? Like, of course, there's hard-coded values. Of course, there's, you know, things that, like log statements that are really behavior defined, runtime defined, but you don't necessarily have to understand what every line is doing. You know, I mean, okay, that is a good idea, but to understand every single, you'll go insane if you just understand every single line and what it's doing. It'll definitely make you a better programmer, but in terms of like understanding the low level of things, but the lower level of things, but if you're just gonna, you know exactly whatever, you're gonna be there for days. Which is why I kind of don't want to look this up. I am going to look this up, but given what I've just said, I don't think it's all important. Let's see. If you take... I'm right on binary to be like, right. Okay, so it's a bit mask, as I predicted. Mask off, ignore all the bits except for the most significant bit. Check the result of the operation and we'll return false. Oh. So this is just like saying is not 0. but because async key state, I think, returns an integer. Is that correct? Yes, it returns an integer. You need to do this bit mask. Ah, okay. To explicitly make it a Boolean. Okay, all right. So we learned. I don't know why it's those specific values. But that's not really my place. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor these out into a function, and hopefully that'll work. So what you can do is you can say, I don't know, this is really, well, it's an integer. I guess I could make it say hex mask. Hex mask. I'm not. Hold on. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. So. Right. Okay. All right. So let's get key state. There we go. Which will take a key code and. Actually, hold on, give me a second. This is going to take, right, because shift. I have shift as 10 in keys, correct? Do I have shift at all? Caps lock, shift. I do. But they're the specific shifts. I think, yeah, okay, so if I think that shift, I'm just going to put shifts in for now, because if we don't care, they're different octals, or different, sorry, hex. I don't know. Fucking, I don't know why I keep calling them octals. I really don't. That's my third drink today, by the way, just letting you know. Shift is hex, what is this? Where are we? 10. Okay, so let's copy that. And 10 is equal to 16 in regular decimal. Okay. So there we go. So we just have shift, and I think what I'm gonna do, instead of making that a code, I'm gonna say a key T, and VK capital is hex 14. Caps lock is hex 14. Okay. Alright. Is keys type. And of course I have to include that. I don't need that for right now. That's the include here that really we just kind of, or include here, sorry, that really just has keys from code, which you can kind of delete as well. So you don't really need that include, but there you go. Keys includes folder and keys.hpp. So we want to go down to here, keys state and key, and we're gonna say int mask hex mask. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's all right. And oh, and then a sentinel. Sentinels really aren't good, but in this instance, I think sentinels are okay, because I don't really see a more clean way of doing this. Async. There we go. If async, we are going to return this. from the key. Async. Why is this broken? Expected a declaration. I'm sorry, what? Why am I not getting IntelliSense? Alright, well. I mean, I guess, sure. That'll oh. No. So it has to probably do with something here. Alright. So if I comment that out, no. Oh! I know why. So I guess you kind of do need the keylogger right now. For Windows, because it includes Windows. So, there you go. Somewhat fixed. And the key. Of type int. Key. Key. Get key state. Keys. Because it is they're integers, essentially. Right? So what... Okay, maybe, yeah. Maybe making this an enum class wasn't necessarily... I don't know. Let's just say int for now. See what happens. Or... yeah. I think maybe I can just... because they're integers. They are. So you can cast that to an int. That's fine. Yeah. Else we're gonna return this. Int. And instead of using C's, do static cast int key. And we're gonna do this. There we go. And that should be fine. And then shift press is get key state, which the key is going to be keys T of shift and shift. Oh, and then in C++, we can do default arguments. There you go. And the hex mask is this. We'll do hex mask. And async is true. And then get key state. Async is false. And that's this hex mask. There we go. And we're gonna do caps lock. All right. So maybe, okay, yeah, maybe C++ is all right for how we're designing this. I hope that works. I really do hope this works. Yeah. We can kind of get rid of these comments as well. Let's see. I probably should have saved the original file, just to kind of compare how much we've deleted or added. But I can once everything is done and settled and I'm happy with everything, I can get the I can get the original file and compare. Right. Actually, yeah. Okay, so let's just run clock on this and see what happens. Clock is a Linux utility. I guess it also works on Windows. Taking a little bit of time. So 5,950 lines of code. It's not bad. It's not bad. Of course, I'm sure that includes kata and the build system and everything. So, you know, probably take that with a grain of salt. But yeah. Okay. So that's fine. There we go. I like how that's working. Okay, so now what I kind of want to do is bool in range keys key int min int max. And what I'm gonna do is return integer of is equal to static cast key to an integer and return integer, which key is less than, do we do less than or equal to? No, okay. So we just do less than for now. Is less than the max, or and integer is greater than the min. Oh, I forgot a comma. That should work. So, else if not code is or in range, we're gonna say keys code is that a thing? Can I do that? Let's see. Let's run our build command. Oh, okay. And then compile. We're going to do keylogger for the target name and keylogger. No such file or directory. Oh, alright. Dot slash includes. Make it relative. Does that work at all? Includes keys dot HPP. Alright, yeah, so let's do... I can just add includes to our build scripts. Slash includes. See if that works. Keys. Oh. So I guess, yeah, well, parent directory, because it's relative. Does that fix that at all? Yeah, it kind of does. Okay. So, expected identifier. What? In 13.5, expected identifier before... I don't know, maybe I didn't need to do includes. I'm going to delete includes. See what happens. Delete. Oh! I think I know. Because delete is a keyword. Yeah. Because delete is a keyword. So we're going to say delete key. See if that works. Does that fix that error? Kinda, yeah. Okay. So log key is not defined. Yeah. Keyboard hook. Fair enough. Is function key was not declared in the scope. I'm sorry, what? Oh, okay. Get right or function key. Get function key from code. Let's run it again. These are all warnings. Okay. But yeah, no, everything seems to work. Aside from a few things. Right? Or, you know what I could do? Say keys T code. And that way, this does not need to be, well, no, yeah, I kind of do. Because in letter, yeah, all right. So here's your minimum. And here's your maximum. If it's not within the range of this, let's see, does that change at all? I do need a semicolon. Letter is null. Ah, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, so it looks like that's fine. You get the implicit pass in. Okay, alright. I'm alright with that. So, in get letter, if it's not in range of that, and I kind of want to copy this so that we can do that. And that. And then you subtract. Right, okay, so I'm going to say int base is hex 30 because we use it twice. And we're going to say base. There we go. That's good. Alright, I kind of want to tackle this. I kind of want to tackle that. Right? So this is a Windows callback function. And I don't want to really mess with the signature here. But I kind of have to. And what I'm... Yeah, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do keys T. And we're going to use the enum. Ah. Static. Alright. Or not. Okay, never mind. Disregard. Because that uses C kind of type punning. Oh, and then here we go. Here is another use case for range. There you go. Get function key code. Keys from code. Char. Does that need to be static, you think? No, because the lifetime is here. It's used here. And then it's cleaned up at the end of the function. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now forget special key, right? Or no. All right. So console handle. So I kind of want to wrap this in a function. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit cleaner just so that I can kind of read it and then decide what I want to do. Okay. So if DW type, sure, I guess, I'm going to rename that to event. Because that's essentially what this is an event. And it's really only used here. Does not equal control RL close event. We're going to return false. Yeah, okay, so we're going to return false, right? So if this isn't a control event, oh no, we're going to return true. I guess because then this doesn't return anything other than true. Except that. Okay, that's a bug. Cool. It just always returns true, no matter what. Which, whatever. Okay. So then we can get rid of that and that, and we can de-indent this. Whoops. I meant to hit Shift Tab. And then for right now, we're just going to do else if the log file is not open, which we don't have a log file right now. Then we're going to return false. Can't open a log file. Else we're going to do this. And let's see. If keyboard hook does not equal null, what is keyboard hook? Do we rename that to keyboard? Okay. Does not equal null, and we return keyboard. I think that's okay to keep in. Control close event. Yeah. Okay. I agree. Yep. So the rest of this Do I have like a length, or I do have a create border function. I'm thinking this is Control C or something. You know what I mean? Like this, so this handles the event of hitting Control C, which is what the fucking console, the fucking thing, says, but in not in vaguely obscure terms. Let's see. So maybe saying session started isn't necessarily the best idea. Yeah, so I think standard string is going to return, so it's going to return a string. I don't know, maybe, so we are using C++17. I always use C++17, because why not, right? It's kind of like so I have a pretty old compiler. I can't use C++20 or anything above that. So I think C++17 is kind of it's a very, I don't know, it's a very sort of like baseline standard that you can use. I think there's a lot of things that are offered in C++17 that the other one that people like to use, C++11, kind of fixes almost. I don't want to use the word fix, but yeah. So All right. Let's see. Create border. I guess render start. Or start to string, I guess, yeah. So then we're going to take this and we're going to say header, right? std const. We're going to take a string view. std string. We're going to do a string view and call it the header. And then we're going to say standard. We're going to take another string view and call it the border. And this is going to be so we're going to do this. And for right now, I'm going to put that back here. And we're going to do well, yeah, okay, so we're going to do this essentially. Why does my mouse fucking always stop at one specific place? There we go. I don't know, maybe I gotta wipe down my desk or something like that. Border is then we're gonna do string to create border 60 and the equal sign, right? Because where do we use create border? Down here, right? If first key, so now we're gonna say start to string. Start to string. That is a side effect. Just saying. Right? Or no, we're not going to call create border. We are going to use the border. And this is going to be our header. And this is going to be our border. RDBO. Is border BORDER BOARDER? A boarder is an edge. Boarder is a person who rents a room. Okay. English isn't my first language, all right? Okay, and then to start, this can the bottom here can be Do I even need to make that a string though? Like, is this function even justified? Start. Oh, and I guess I need a time. Yeah, I'm gonna pass in a timestamp as well. const std string and it's going to be a view of time stamp. And you can implicitly cast to a standard string from a C string. So that's fine. And then timestamp, I think, is going to be private. There we go. All right. So that creates our border. Right? So this takes, it's a new line. It's a border, so I can get rid of this first new line as well as this second new line. Yeah. So I can get rid of the new lines and then return that. And that'll format everything. Okay. All right. I'm happy with that. So now down here in start to string, right, just to make the compiler happy, we are going to fix this in a minute. We're going to say start to string. And then we're going to do the header is this session start thing here. Okay, get rid of this. Session start with a space, I guess. I don't know. Should I handle the space here in the function? I think I handle the space in the function. There we go. Oh. There you go. And then, or this should probably be after the header. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then the border is create border, which is of length 60 and is an equal sign. I think that's okay. And then we do the timestamp that we have up there that is created using the set timestamp function. And there we go. So that factors that out, which also this. Yeah, maybe I should do end to string function, separate the responsibilities here. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Standard string is end to string, which is going to take a view to a header, view to a, it might actually have the same contour, the same, what is it? Signature. Couldn't think of the word signature. So it has that. And get formatted time. Is that a Windows function? No, that was originally in. Yeah. Unhook Windows hook. H hook. Which is right here, right? So keyboard. Constructor. What? Oh, okay. I think I just have to finish this function, and then those errors will go away. Then it's going to take a border, and it's going to take... I know, a Russian caring about borders. That's not funny. People are dying. That's really not funny. That was a bad... Oh. I just spilled shit on my desk. I'll clean that up later. Or you know what? Hold on. I have a towel. This will probably be cut out of the VOD. Give me 1 second. Okay. My earbuds somehow got tangled up. So, back to the project here. Get formatted time. Right. Okay. So then we need a timestamp. Cut myself on my hand is starting to sting. I think I cut myself today and I don't entirely know how. Right, okay, so it's kind of going to be the same as start, which is we're gonna do this. We're going to create a buffer. Yeah, I don't need another buffer of this, so you're going to return standard string of length and character, right? Then create border is kind of useless. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. Create border was kind of useless. So, okay, then we do standard string stream buffer is equal to, well, standard string stream. Just construct that so it's value initialized, and then, right, is that value initialized? Structure service in it. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's value initialized. Why not? Then this is the border. And then we're going to put a space in here so that we don't need to put a space here in the header. And the timestamp, as well as the border. And we're going to return buffer.stir. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's very good. Of course, we need to replace log file with buffer, and that works. Right, does this have the same signature? 2 end lines, a space in end line, and then 2 end lines. Yeah. Fuck me. It has the same signature. Okay, so that I can delete. We're gonna say, how do I name this? Because I want it generic, because you could both start and end with this. Let's see. Well, session to string, I guess, or session stamp. Sure. To string. There we go. And then I think it was session end, right? Yeah. So we're just going to put this here for now, but it was session stamp to string, which header was session end, I believe. I don't know, you can look back in the stream to see if I'm right. Border was a standard string of 60 equal signs, which I think is okay, because it's kind of just creating a string. It's not really like doing anything heavy computational, and the length and character are hard-coded, yes, but I don't know. Maybe I can factor them out into here. All right, so int border length 60, and then char border character is the equal sign. Border length and border character. There we go. All right. I think that's a happy medium, because it's right there. It's just easy. It's easy to read. Readability. That's kind of what I'm going for, and then the timestamp global, of course. There we go. All right, and we need to set the timestamp global. So set timestamp, and there we go. Okay, I'm happy with this. If not for, you don't need the log folder, really. I mean, you kind of do, or log file, sorry. You kind of do. I think it's okay to log in the closing. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's okay to log in the closing. Yeah, okay. Right. So that returns a string. That's something I gotta remember. Let's see. I think that works. Yeah. Okay. So now get special key. I've been putting this off long enough. I'm not entirely sure how to get at this. Is there anything else I can refactor? Well, okay, so the standard string. And we'll take these. And put them up here. There we go. Border length, border Okay. I can take this out. This is kind of looking like our main function here. Right? So you have your session start, then you kind of do that. But this can be factored, this can be taken out. I don't like that side effect here. Here is okay. For avoid key from code. I'm going to take out first key. And what I'm going to do is get key from code. Okay, so that isn't so simple. That is not so simple. Right, get number. Computational, I guess. Get special key. I'm thinking that's okay. I have an idea. Okay, so let's do bool is special key. And maybe I should make a structure called key. Right? How would the keys fit in? Right? It would be, you would have to have, I guess, like a key name or a key, right? Yeah. Huh. I kind of want to do like a typed union. Kind of like a tagged union, sorry, not a typed union. Where it's, you have a structure and you have an enum that tells you which kind of key it is based off the character. And then you can either get, the union part of it is you can either get the hex of the key, you can get the, right, yeah, you can kind of get the hex of the key, you can get the character of the key, or you can get, actually I think hex or string is really it. This is perplexing, and I'm almost out of drink. How long have we been going for? Hour and a quarter. Alright, let's see. I don't know. Key to string. That should have the same. Key to string. Oh, keys. There we go. If it is the first key, so this is our main function. Close the window to exit. All keystrokes will be logged to the keylogger. Closing the window. I'm not entirely sure what that means. I guess closing the console window? I don't know. Yeah. Alright, so is special key. So we're gonna get int code, or actually that could be a, yeah, that could be a keys key. I should probably rename that to key. Just key type. That's function F2. Rename symbol. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and that'll be a key type. And we got the key, or no, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Because that will essentially, the idea, oh, my sweatshirt's falling down. Lovely. Warming up my back. It's alright. Little lumbar support. I've been sitting for a while. Kind of need it. Okay, so if return is that an int? Right? Or in range. What does in range take? In range takes key. Okay. Return in range. Return in range of what is the colon, right? So the colon is your first one. Colon is 186, which is BA. Okay. Key 0xBA is your minimum. Your maximum is 192, because it does go 86, 87, 88 up that way. 92, and then it jumps 219. Okay, so we're going to do return in range. In range. So in range returns... It's less than the max, but greater than the min. Base 30, 39. In range. Okay, yeah, hold on a second. If because the way I kind of worded in range and I want to reuse it, I don't want to rewrite in range inclusive. If not in range, maybe I can make this const expert too. Key. I should just return in range. And as you can see, that's what I'm trying to do. I don't like doing this like if Boolean, else Boolean. I don't like that. If you have a function that's returning a computational Boolean, just return it. But because in range is not inclusive, I have to do this horse shit. And we're going to say no, I think that's fine for right now. Right? And the maximum is keys. Let's see, 192, which is a tilde. And then, well, I mean, I guess I could kind of do... Yeah, okay. So, key type colon, and I hope I get and key what? It has colon. Did I just misspell it? I did. I put a lowercase l. Static cast int. It's an integer. It's the same fucking thing. It's going to work. Static cast int of key. What is 192? The tilde. Oh, it's key type. There we go. Turn false. Else if. So we're gonna return true. Else if not in range. Probably gonna copy this condition here. Probably gonna copy like this. There we go. And we want to get from 219 is the open brace, right? Because open brace is that one, to double quote. We're going to return false. And then we're essentially going to do this. I don't know, maybe I can... Well, no, it's computational. And right, so this is, right, get special key from code. I think that works. Pretty sure that works. Right, hold on. CPP downcast enum class. Let's try that. No, yeah, well... From int to an enum. Or upcast, I guess. Two underlying. Oh, wow. Is that... Oh, that's in CPP 23. Okay, so yeah, so I have to do... Okay. Alright, well, whatever. That's fine for right now. That is absolutely fine. Right? Alright, so now I want to know if I can downcast. If I can just take an enum. Standard underlying CPP 1117 static cast. Int to enum class. Let's try that. Static cast Okay, yeah. So you can just initialize it. Okay. All right, that's fine. In C++ 17. Okay. Another reason I'm using this standard. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna say special key to char or to string. I think I'm gonna do a string. Char. Right. Yeah, and then we're gonna do colon or key semicolon. Does that work? Must have Boolean expression. That kind of has Boolean expression. There's probably like a bit mask I can do, but I think that's okay for right now. I think just doing the colon and then the equals plus, right? Yeah. And then key half stop. I use the British intonation for like half stops, full stops. Americans call it a period or a comma. So this character here to me is a half stop. Is this an underscore? Keys is underscore first. It is underscore, right? So we do with it. So a full stop and half stop. Okay, they're both the hex values. Key underscore key type full stop key is it forward slash key type forward slash right 191 and then 192 yeah key type is it tilde? It is tilde. And then key open brace. This is probably something I could have done before the stream, but we're here doing this now. So is it a Sheffer? Yes, it is a Sheffer. Sheffer is this. Again, using the English. Nomenclature. Key. Close brace. And this is it single quote or double quote? Double quote is the hex. And then we do this all the way down. Whoops. Oh. All right. There we go. Ah. Okay, so this is a single quote, and this is okay, so I'm gonna fix that real quick. There we go. So this is a single quotation. and this is a double quotation. Right? Because if you're shifting, right, on a shift, it produces, I'm hitting shift, a double quote, and then C ternary. Expression if true, expression if false. Okay, so if shift, double quote, if not, yeah. Okay. That's what I need to know. Case label value has already appeared in the switch. No, it hasn't. Close brace. $189. BD. Oh. Okay, so it is. I got the hexes wrong. DD, which would be 221. It is. And then D, E, which should be 222. There we go. All right. That fixes that. Great going. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love that. And now we really only have, like, the side effects and the callbacks. And then we can tackle the main method. I don't know. Yeah. There is a bit of logic here, right? So we get the number, key to string, get function code is uppercase, key to string, is uppercase, shift pressed. Okay, so we're gonna do shift and caps lock. There you go. Sure. Shift and caps lock. Good. And shift characters. I did look at shift characters before stream, and it was just the same thing in a different order. It was just yeah. So whatever, you know, whenever I typed the number characters for the shift characters, yesterday it was all fine. Yeah. Function keys. There you go. All right. So, char. Gonna have some scope issues. Which is why I think get letter and get number should be refactored somehow. I don't exactly know how, but I want to change that. Yeah. Because if you think about it, right? If you think about it, letter here. Then we're going to get the number letter, and then the char is key to string. And then get function from code, which takes a function key. Get letter code. I have an idea. It's a dumb idea, but it's an idea. Right? So for the character functions, the ones that return a character, because dealing with the type punning here from an int to a char from a character, is a little far out of my depth. I know how to do it, but it's a pain in the ass to do. Which is a cope and cop out, but for a skill issue. I think I want to wrap these in functions and kind of do this range check. Yeah. Yeah. I'm okay with that. All right. So what I want to do is say void get normal key. Sure. Which is going to take in a key type so that we only cast it once, which is going to be the code. The shift value, as well as we're going to take a double pointer of results. And the reason that is because we're essentially going to be taking a pointer here. We're going to get key from code here, and the result is going to be put in there. So like you're going to have char results, and results going to take, you know, the letter and the string and everything, and yeah. So it's just going to genericize things. It is. It's going to genericize things. And get function key from code. Can you take a reference to a string from a pointer? That's good. I think so. Right? So if I pass in results, is that going to give me a compiler error? No, it is not. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do if or char, right? Or int letter range min minimum is 0 hex 41. Int letter range maximum is hex 5A. I almost said 50 something. Right? And then if, oh, okay, and then int number range minimum is base, which is hex 30. And then int number range maximum is hex 39. Okay. And then we take in if not if not in range of key code, and then the min is letter range minimum and letter range maximum. Then no. Actually, yeah, we're just gonna well, no, because then if it's not in the range of that, we're gonna do Right, okay, which one's lowest? 65, 48. So I think the numbers. Right? Or no, if it's not in that range. If it's less than the minimum. Hold on, I have a small logic bug. So the range minimum of numbers is 48. And the range minimum is 65. So if it's 65 to 90, but then 48 to 57. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. That's very funny. So essentially, if it's less than a number, that can't be right. That can't be right. All right, Windows docs. Windows keyboard hex, I guess. Keyboard hex codes. Virtual key codes. Here we go. Tab. Kanji. Okay. Space, page up. The 1 key. The 0 key is hex 30. Right? And hex 30 is 48, which is the numbers. 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 39. That's right, yeah. And then gets 41 to 5A. Okay, so I'm going to say if it's not within the number range. Then we're going to do a letter. I'm not entirely sure if this is a logic bug or not because the docs confirm my suspicions. So I don't know. It's perplexing. Yeah, okay. So if it's not in the range of a number, we're going to do a letter. We're going to get letter, essentially, which is the key or static cast int key or code, I guess. And then and then we can kind of leave this check. Yeah. Code. And we can get rid of this check. Yeah, I'm gonna comment out this check. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna just do this for right now, and see what happens. Shift and results. Dereference result, and then we're going to return. That way we can do get number, which is static cast int code shift and results. I forgot a comma. Oh, the sacrifices I make. And that's fine. I just gotta define this below here. Int ceiling. C hex type. C represented using and stored in integral types, a char, a long, etc., rather than a dedicated hex data type. They're typically used for memory addresses, raw byte data, or bit manipulation. Yeah. Often stored in an unsized char or UN8 for 8-bit. Okay. So maybe when we, because I want to get rid of the, I want to get rid of our, of the int types. I don't like using an int type. I mean, if you have to use it, you have to use it, but I don't like using an int type. Get number. What does get number use? Oh, uppercase. And I can also remove that. See, right, because in numbers we do hex 39. Whoops. Alright, okay. I don't know, maybe we should just keep that as int. Yeah. For now, until we get everything working. Yeah. And uppercase. Oh, alright. How did we figure out if it was uppercase in get number? It was just shift. Ah, okay, I see. So get number, you use shift, and then you also need the shift characters. Okay, alright. So you need the shift characters there. There we go. And then we can kind of get rid of this check here. Yeah. I can kind of get rid of this whole bit. Get a normal key. Huh. Yeah, okay, so I guess const double pointer shift characters and a character of result. And we dereference that. There we go. Okay. This is also a pointer to const. There we go. Because that's, yeah, that's a, yeah. So yeah, you're not modifying that at all. Let's see. So I can kind of get rid of this here. And we can say that we can also get rid of letter. And we can say that we're going to get normal key. Normal is letters and numbers. Of a key type code. Or I don't know, where's code used? Get function key. Oh, yeah. Alright. Maybe I wanna change that. Yeah. Result, yeah. Okay. Alright, get normal key. And then I don't know, right? Hold on. No, because it needs, yeah. It needs that. Maybe I can take that check out. Yeah. Alright. Take this, or extract this. Yeah, there we go. Extract this condition. Leave myself. I'll even put a to do. There we go. Let's see. Get normal key. I've almost been going for 2 hours now, which is great. I think this stream has been very productive today. Maybe not entertaining, but productive. You know, it is hard to talk. Like, I don't know how people with like actual followers and like a active chat, I don't know how they do it. Genuinely, like, it is, you know, it's interesting. And I'm new to streaming, so I'm still getting the hang of it, but I think I'm productive today. Okay, so get normal key, the shift is uppercase. Caps lock. And then we do shifts characters. Is that, yes, that is gonna give me, so I can dereference that, right? Or take the address of it. I think that works. Shift characters. Okay. I mean, we're in C++. We could use an array. And we kind of know the length. Shift characters don't really change. It's a static array. Yeah. If you think about it. Shift, so it's it is a pointer. It's a view. It's a view into this array. I don't know. Does it work if I just take out the second const here? That should work. Yeah. No. not really. Alright, well, I'm gonna make these strings against my better judgment. See what happens. And let's do shift, and I'm gonna say const. Does that work? No, it still doesn't. Shift characters. Should I just pass in shift characters? Yeah, alright. Const char. Shift characters. Take the address, well. So you have a pointer here. I want to rename shift chars, maybe. Yeah. No, shift symbols. Yeah, I don't know. Shift symbols. Is that a thing? It is a thing. Okay. It's a const char pointer to a const shift symbols. There we go. Okay. That should be read only. That's what I'm kind of getting at. Is an interesting way to make that read only. And we do that. Get normal key. Shift characters. So we add another const there. Can I add another const? Or is that going to be a little too much? I think that might be a little too much. I don't know. Well, that works apparently. So I don't know. You cannot modify this fucking array. If you modify this, I will kill you. That's a joke, but I don't know. That is a very interesting function. That is a very interesting parameter. Sorry. Anyway, so shift symbols, and then we're gonna take. Oh, actually, hold on. Can I just do that? Is that gonna work? That is not gonna work because it takes a double. Ooh, yeah. Oh. I don't know, because it's read only. Get number. I think I just need to pass in one pointer. Because it is read-only. I'm not modifying the pointer. So, like, double point... Yeah, no, double pointers don't really matter. I still want to keep that as passed in, just so that we can get rid of the global variables. Okay, so get normal key. What? What am I looking for? And then results, I think. Results. Or the address of results. Yeah, let's do a double pointer for results. That way I can assign. Maybe get normal key. I think I need a triple pointer. Because we are modifying this result. We are double dereferencing. I think that's okay. Yeah. Or you take the address. Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking about it. Like, yep. That's okay. And then what I want to do is const... Right? Or no. Int shift mask is... Actually, that could be a that could probably be a parameter if you think about it. Shift mask is, we're gonna do this. Remember what this looked like when we first started? There's been so much done. Caps mask. Caps mask. Shift mask. There we go. All right. That could probably be a parameter to this function. Wow. Okay. There we go. And results. And then where else is results? If char stamp does not equal null, or really a null pointer, we are going to right, key to string. If that is empty, get normal key. If result does not equal null pointer, because we're assigning to result, then do I want to return log? That's how I'm going to do it. But this... And then function key. Okay, result is equal to that. that is going to be cannot be assigned to a char pointer. Yeah, alright. Maybe if we second const the results? No, that's even worse. Or const here? Does that work? No, again, even worse. Const? Yes. Okay, const works. But no. Let's see. Double pointer of results. Because you want a string. That's the idea, is you want a string. Right? Yeah. Get letter. I have an idea. Yep. Because that and that get letter result, you're going to get a char point, right? No. No. C strings are hard, man. C strings are fucking hard. Because if I assign... You're assigning here. I don't want to assign necessarily. I want to append. That's what I'm getting at. Maybe can I return a char or return a char pointer? Here I can return a string. Here I can return a string because it's somewhat static. So I'm going to get rid of result here. I think result was stupid. Well, no, it wasn't stupid at the time. So instead of checking result, we're going to check shift. Yeah, sure. And then we're going to say, we're going to return that shift at index because shift are we returning char? Right? Because this is just... Because key from code is just supposed to get one fucking key. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Okay. Char. What? Char. It's just supposed to get one key, essentially. Sorry, I just got a text message. We're going to get rid of result. And result here. And results here. And we're going to return this. As well as here is return. We're going to return this because this is static. So we can return. Well, sort of. Whatever's passed in here is not going to necessarily... It has a lifetime greater than the function itself. So you can pass in... You can return. There we go. And this makes it a little bit simpler. And then this can be deleted. And we're going to return that. Good. And this is a character. Okay. I'm fine with that. Oh no, I do, yeah, I do kind of need the base. Everyone needs a base in their life. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so that's good. And then get... Right, when do I want to get the... Oh, yeah, and then result. You don't need result. And this can just be a character, well... Yes and no. Yes and no, because... Key to string, key to string. Let's see. Right, and results. I can just kind of return... a char pointer. I'm thinking about just returning a C string. Let's do it. Right, yeah, return value. Return a reference to a character? Of non-const, right, yeah. Get normal key. Get letter. Letter is kind of... Get letter is kind of redundant if you think about it. But I'm going to keep it right now because there's a conditional. It's computational, so that's fine. Or if... Yeah, if shift is null. I can technically get the address. That is something that I can do. Oh, that's an L value, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I can move it. I can make it owning. This is perplexing. This is perplexing. Get normal key. Normal key. Normal key. Char. So, key from code. Right, okay, so the problem arises because we have keys that are keys that are strings and keys that are chars. Which is a problem. I could probably use structured bindings of sort, like create a struct and then use structured bindings of sorts. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But I think the result is, like, here. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Yeah. And I don't want to end stream on, like, a failure. So I want to kind of get this working. We have come so far. We have come so far. How did this get screwed up? Get normal key. Char letter, I guess. Letter is get normal key. Sure. If letter. No. Alright, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Key to string. Key from code. Key from code. Right, okay. I have an idea. So, what I could do is create a function we're gonna have to do the mapping next, but that's probably what's going to. We're already at 2.25 hours, so the function should probably be. I should probably create a mapping. I could create like a bunch of like booleans and stuff like that, but I don't know. Right, because here we have get normal key. Right, so maybe I can use an exception. Yeah. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rename this. Whoops. I'm going to rename this. And we're going to write a main, or I guess, yeah, keylogger .cpp file, right? This is going to be blank. And what we're going to do is we're going to essentially take key from code and we're going to copy it and paste it in here. So we're going to kind of create the entry point a little bit, right? And we're going to do int main void return normal normal shit like that. And what I want to do is factor this out, because that is not the responsibility of key to string. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Bool first key is false, or first key is true. It's always the first key. So we're gonna factor that out. We're gonna factor this out. And we're gonna say bool uppercase. So that's gonna go here. And we're going to keep right, okay, so we're gonna do that. And then we have this. Which is very interesting. Which is very, very interesting. Okay, so in the keylogger we just did, what functions do we need? We need get key state. So here. Get key state. Of course, we have to include a few things. Include windows.h. We're going to define win 32 lean and mean. Now I heard, and I don't know exactly if this is correct, but I heard that just kind of minimizes the amount of includes in your project. I don't know if that's correct, but I'm gonna go for it, or I'm gonna go with it. Sorry, includes keys.hpp. All right, so that's fine. We need set timestamp. We need set timestamp. We need this shit here, essentially. And then I can include everything in here, essentially. Can include these. What are the C standard library? And is uppercase I need. There we go. Control F is uppercase. There we go. Keylogger, CPP. Where is uppercase used? Here. And then start to string. We're going to get to that in a minute. Standard string start message. Oh, and then I need C++ strings. I do need start to string, so let's go back here and start to string, or session to string, actually, yeah. Session stamp to string. Which can go here, I guess. We need string stream. Okay, so this is just so that I can test keylogger string fstream. CPP. Or no, I want to do this in another tab so I have this information. String stream. No underscore. All right. String stream is an S stream. Okay. Include string stream or S stream. There we go. All right. That's good enough. That's good. And we do I'm gonna cast that as an underscore just because I don't need it right now. Right. Okay, so my idea is this just takes in a normal code, a normal key code. And this just takes in a normal... It gets the key from the code. Yeah, alright. So my idea, essentially, is to create booleans to check against if it's a key that needs to be a string rather than a key that needs to be a char, essentially. So let's see. So is special key can be that can be a condition. Okay, is uppercase, and then we do bool is special special key, and we of course have to copy this over. I need in range. Okay. This is a good way to trim out what you don't need, essentially. Set timestamp. I should have set timestamp. Why do I not have set timestamp? Oh, semicolon. Dort. Key, which is key of, I don't have the code though. How do I get the code? Right, so in the sort of original main function, we get the keyboard hook, get the message. Formatted time. Where do we get the key code? We don't. Right? All right, hold on. I'm gonna go try and look at this, at the original code. Keylogger, there we go. So this is the original code. I didn't make this. Log key. Log key. Where is log key used? The code. Oh, okay. So you're getting the code from the process, and process is used in set window hook, which is right here. Okay. Set window hook. Okay, so we're going to kind of mock this a little bit. And we're going to say I pressed the... Say I pressed... the return key, because that'll give me, that'll give me an actual stamp. And it's not a special key, so, right? Colon, tilde, open brace, yeah, okay, so special keys, yeah. So that would not be a special key, and that should be false, okay. And for right now, we're going to standard printf %d special. Is special. There we go. And let's build it, because this should compile, as far as I know. It is not. Good. So now I'm going to say colon, which is a special key. Come on. It isn't. Okay. If it is not in the range... So if I get rid of that and build, that should work. No, it doesn't work. But I'm passing in a colon. What the fuck? If it is not in the range of that, return false, else return true. (186 to 192), and this is 186, and in range is integer is less than the max, and integer is less than the min. Or greater than the min. Which it is... Oh, because it's not inclusive. Bum 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 ba da 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 ba da. Okay. So that needs to be an inclusive case. Fixing bugs. What can you do? Alright, so we've been going for 2.5 hours. Brilliant. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna make an in-range inclusive. In-range inclusive. I don't really give a fuck about code duplication at this point. Right? Or what I could do is switch this to say return not greater than the max, greater than the max and less than the min. I think that's pretty fucking good. Right? But a lot of these are like so if I look at greater than or equal to, we get this. So these are special keys, greater than or equal. So this is inclusive, and it's equal to 222. Two. 220. So that's I think the inclusive is the way to go. Right? Because where do I use exclusive is the question. Where do I use exclusive? I.e., you don't include the bounds. In range is uppercase. I kind of want to get this to a working state so that tomorrow it's easy to kind of just make this look pretty. In range. So 41. So let's go back to Windows virtual key. Virtual keyboard, I guess. Virtual key codes. Let's go back here. So 30 is 0. 39 is 9, so that's inclusive. 41 and 5A, which is inclusive. Ah. I don't think there's a case, right? So if I do in range, that needs to be inclusive. That needs to be inclusive. That needs to be inclusive. Yeah. So no, it needs to be inclusive. So moot point. Ah. Okay. Got it. Got it. And then we compile, and that should work. Thank you, Windows virus threat. And it is. Great. Okay. So let's just get something within that range. What are the keys? Let's do a Sheffer. And whoops. So that should be within the range. And it is. Okay. All right. So small little bug I had to fix. Okay, so let's do our checks. So if it is a special key, how about if it isn't a special key? Let's say, let's pass in... Oh, well, yeah, I guess. If I get A... Right? Yeah, that's kind of hard to do. Maybe can I do keys to string? Is that a thing? Or key to, like, code? But that's the map, that's the scope of next stream. I kind of have my hands tied on this one. I kind of have my hands tied. Yeah. What I kind of want to do is I kind of want to say, right, okay, so is a special key. Say space, because space isn't a special key. Just for testing purposes, I think that's okay. Or, yeah, key type, return. Right? Now, right, what I could do is just make a massive switch case. I don't want to do that. I like the enum solution, and we're going to make a mapping to make it more programmatic. So it is not bin compile bin run. Control reaches end of non-void function. Okay, let's just see what is that giving me. We have a default and a switch case. What are you on about? All right. I'm gonna return null pointer because I know that's unreachable. Oh, and then std printf. We're gonna say, is this special? Is special key. There we go. It is a special key. Why is it a special key? 13. Is that in the range of 186 and 192, 219? What? It's not... What the fuck? Oh, because maybe is that an OR? Yeah, that's an OR. It isn't. Right, okay. So then, instead of return, we're going to go back to colon. Just test to make sure. Whoa, okay. Having fun here. Colon is not. Why? Oh, wow. Alright, so we found something. Return false. If it isn't in range... Key. Oh, that's right, yeah. In range key. Hmm. 186. Return not, right? Okay, return not, which is integer greater than the max. Or integer less than the min. Which colon is not greater than the max or less than the min. The min at this point is, so this should be inclusive. Because that is a special key. Let's do a Sheffer. See if that works. I like the term Sheffer. It's fun. No. Why? Whereas return... No. What the fuck? Keys... What the hell? Alright, so let's just handle one case here. What? Let's build everything. Make sure we're not... That does not make sense at all. That is. Okay, so colon is. Is it because I didn't compile right? Keylogger, source, keys. What the fuck? Okay, and then... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. Because we are also checking this. This says false, or this is true. So we don't need to check this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make conditionals bool small, or bool small range, which is equal to this, essentially. And bool large range. Right? Well, hold on. Because that's still gonna screw me. Because if you have the open key brace... Oh, I need a semicolon. So brace is 219 and 222. So these are special characters, right? I guess, yeah, maybe I could do an and here. I guess this should be anded instead of ored. Yeah. Yeah, I think this should be anded instead of ored. So we're going to make this one conditional. And we're going to say if it is, if not small, oh, and then I'm going to add parenthesis onto this, just so that we get the whole condition at once. If not, or if, yeah, we're gonna say if not small range and not big or large range, and we can delete this, then return false, else return true. That's fine. Which, colon, ooh. Whereas then, do I need to flip it as in return? I think I need to flip it. Because return, no. Ooh. What is here? So small range is you're getting the small range. If it's in that. Yeah, no. That's right. What the fuck? I guess what I could do is return small range or large range. Meaning it's in range. And it's more programmatic. So return is not, right, okay, and then let's try colon. It is. Ah, okay. And let's bin compile and bin run, because we don't need to compile the build scripts all the time. And we're gonna say Sheffer. There we go. Compile and run. There we go. All right. Okay. We got it. We got it. We got it. All right. Cool. So the key is not the point. The key, we can't pass in no, yes we can. Yes we can. Cuz what I can do, right? Is make this an int key and make that an int, and we don't need the static cast here key. That way we can just static cast an int. So this, yeah, so you'll get an integer. Which say, what's the octal for A? Is it, or what's the hex for A? 31? Right? And then, standard printf, %d, new line, is special. No, it isn't. But if we get the hex for colon and run it, no. Is that the hex for colon? What is the hex for colon? $186. BA. Okay, so I was right technically, but I want to do BA. Here we go. So that is defined behavior technically. Yes, okay. All right. So I can do that. And then so if whatever code we get isn't a special case, which I believe is, let's do 31. And hex 31 as char. See what happens. Compiler, I shouldn't be. Is hex 31 a number? 41 I want to do. Okay. A. Okay, there we go. So hex 41. Then if not is special. Or if it is a special key. What do I want to do if it's a special key? Then special to string is here, right? We get special to string. Special key to string. Here we go. Yeah. Also, maybe we can, instead of doing this here, we don't do a result and we just return a character. So this can be returned. Oh, std string. Yeah. And maybe can I do std string? Is that a thing? That is a thing. Ah. Alright, const standard string reference. So we do a string view because these are modifiable. These are non-modifiable values. And string inline. This just returns a string. Can I return a string reference? Is that a thing? Const string reference. That is a thing. Okay. All right. I'm liking this. So then we get these two functions. Put them here. Ah, and then I no longer need to make that. All right. And just for shits and giggles, minimum. There we go. And then maximum. There we go. And then if it is special, printf, or no, we're just gonna standard printf. This is gonna simulate our logging. Key. Right. Yes, string, new line. Then standard const std string view reference, I guess. Yeah. Repr is equal to special key to string. Do I have key at any point? No, I'm gonna call this key. Key to string. Oh, yeah, okay, so hex 31. Or, no. We're gonna do hex 31. What was colon again? BA. Oh, this takes key to code. Fuck. Oh, alright, well, let's just wrap this in a constructor. Like that, and that should work. Too few arguments. Oh, shift. Okay, uppercase. Yep, and then we're gonna say key dot C string. And that should 100% work. If I put a semicolon. Error. Whoa. Okay. What? Turning. Oh. Yeah, that's right. Fuck. Okay, well then implicit typecasting then, should I? Sure. Pointer. Because we're returning strings. These are static strings. These should work. In range oh, yeah, okay. Return. So if it isn't in range, I guess you could throw an error. We're going to return a null pointer for right now. See if that works. That does not work. That shouldn't really be a problem because it's function key, but why is this not working? Turning reference to temporary. Fuck. You're right. I don't know. Can I just do this? I think I can. I think I can just do that. And it works. Control reaches end of non-void function. Return null pointer. That's unreachable. Or actually what I can do is return unreachable. See how that works. Yeah. So why is this not working? Is 186 special key to string. I have colon in here. Shift is not okay. Standard printf colon. Just see what happens. So it's hitting colon. But it should be a static string. Special key to string, right, yeah. Uppercase. That shouldn't matter. Okay. I'm having some trouble here, and I don't know why. Key. No, yeah, that should be %s. Right, because, okay, so the point of this is to kind of get every character key out the way, and then make a function to make every string key. Return 0, I guess. Okay. Does it print literally anything? It does. Oh my god. Did I just need to, like, wrap it in quotes? You're joking me. Alright. We're gonna return a character. Alright, and so that's going to be that. It's a single quote. That's going to be a double quote. And I guess just a U for right now. For unreachable. Error. Ooh. Ah. And then %C, so I don't have to wrap this in quotes. And this should work, and it does. Now, right, so am I just retarded? I am retarded. It was out the colon, and I read the colon as an end of life, or not end of life, end of line statement in C. Oh my god, wow, alright. So we've been going for like fucking 3 hours now. God damn, I'm hungry, I have to pee. I don't know what I want to do here. Yeah. Okay, so that kind of does that kind of helps a little bit, right? That kind of helps a little bit with terms of like, now, right, why does this work? Why does this not give me a returning local and all the other ones do? I don't understand that. Whatever. Okay, can I do something? Hold on. So let's do char pointer char to a string results. Let's see. Getting another text message. So let's do results string dot C string. Can I do that? Is that a thing? And then void. And then we can do the blank return again. Is that a thing? Running invalid conversion from. Oh. But it's not const, is it? No. But that's the best I could do. Special key to string. And then right, yeah, and then we're gonna do if. Essentially, we're gonna do this to do right here. So we're gonna do bool is function code, right? Yeah. Because then I can probably do like a switch case. I could probably do a switch case on like get a bunch of like Boolean functions, and well, no, because they all return different things. Never mind. Yeah. Conversely, set console handler module low level keyboard proc. We don't log any of the messages, do we? Keyboard hook. I mean, we do. This is end of session. We do. Keyboard hook is null. Where else is that used? That's whole word 2 and 3. It isn't in the original code. It's just not used. Right? If I go back to the original code, keyboard hook in is that Pascal case? Java case, I guess, right? No, I don't want to switch case. Naming convention. Is it camel case? Convention case. What did fucking JavaScript use? Camel case. Thank you. For fuck's sake, I couldn't think of the name. Alright, keyboard hook. We check. It calls the next hook, which is in the parameter. Is keyboard hook a global? It is a global. There we go. So it's used here, but it's not used anywhere else. So it sets the global hook, which if we go to our refactored code, is somewhere in here. Here we go. Which is used here. Ha 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 ha. Keyboard hook. It's a global, and then we use it in there. Right, okay. Alright. Okay. And then it closes it. It sets it. Okay. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. Alright. So, what I'm trying to do now is get the responsibility of just getting one key and printing it out. right? So, that then creates them their problems and them their hills. Because, again, we have returning that. We have scope value. We have, scope problems. Specifically with getting things from a string. Right, so if I want to return strings from here, I should be allowed to. Just say. And I think that's what I think that's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm just gonna return a string reference right. Is this gonna compile? Hold on a second. Is this gonna yell at me of returning local? I think it might yell for returning local. I'm not entirely sure. Unreachable. Sure. Okay. And then here we get a standard string. Returning reference to temporary. Ah. Okay. So even though these are static strings and I'm essentially returning a string view, okay. Can I do string view? I believe I can, but I have to set my, well, first I have to include it. Yeah, it does. I just have to set my editor's standard of code analysis or workbench. C, C++. Stand C++17 because string view is a C++17 feature. User defined string exists string view. Okay. In namespace standard does not have a type. What? Does not name a type. Should. The fuck are you on? Is only available from C++17 on. Standard C++17 and be pedantic about it. Ready to see a bunch of warnings? Or I guess not. I thought there was going to be a bunch of warnings. Okay. All right. So then we do compile and run. All right. Cool. And then printf. That's what I can do. Okay, yeah. And then here we can do string view. We can do is uppercase gets the get case function. Instead of doing this, we can return a string view. And that kind of actually solves our problem. Oh, well, I forgot. Yeah, so let's just copy or comment that out. Return statement with no value. Okay, comment that out. For string view. Is that gonna work? That's gonna work. All right. Okay. And then, right, so that's our special case. That's our special case. I just made everyone, including myself, very uncomfortable right now, I can tell. Char. Yeah. So we want to say, is it a number? Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, we want to say, is normal key. Do I have one of them? Normal. Don't match the whole word. Get normal key. Get normal key. No, okay, so I'm going to say bool is normal, hold on, is normal key. I think that's fair. Key type, or no, int, yeah, we're going to do int code. I think that's it, yeah. And then we're kind of going to return the range. We're going to return we're going to do something similar to is special key here. We're going to do this. And there we go. Except instead of casting to a key, what we're going to do is take the letter minimum, of 41, hex 41, and oh, actually, we're gonna maybe get this. We're gonna get the letter minimum of 41. Letter range minimum. Letter range max. In range. Oh, we need a key type. Okay, all we need. Oh. Do we need a key type? No. Which is why I want to kind of go down here, copy this to the actual keylogger. is normal key, letter range minimum, code, and then number range minimum, and number range maximum. There we go. These are hard-coded values, and I do want to change that later. I just want to get to a working state at this point. Which I think I have, sort of. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Making everyone uncomfortable again. Like I haven't been doing that for 3 hours. Right, okay. So then, what I'm going to do is say, bool is normal, which is equal to is normal key, and the code we're going to say x41. We're going to say I typed in x41. Actually, all right, so let's do int code is hex 41. And this is going to be code, and then if is normal. We're going to do something very similar here. And we are going to... This is getting a little verbose, I know, but I'm trying to just get my train of thought on point. And we need get number and get letter, which are here. Okay. Everybody's happy. Right, then we do get normal key. And we're going to take in a code. Uppercase, and we need the shift characters, which are up here. We're going nowhere. I have Dead Friends Don't Pay Debts by Red City Radio stuck in my head. Well, that should be... Never mind. So we have the uppercase and then the shift characters, which get normal key. Shift symbols, I think. And that should work. Right, the code, uppercase, suitable which are, and then standard printf, control C, new line, key. And we're going to do something similar here. Printf. Make sure it comes from the standard namespace. %s, new line, because it is a string view. Key dot... Ooh. at compare data no. How do I get a C string? Is it data? I think it is data. Okay. And then a semicolon. So right now key is A. So let's run this. Keylogger return. Shift is never null, so that's kind of redundant. And then that, yeah. A. There we go. All right. Get key state. Can I just hold shift down? Is that a thing? I can. Well, all right. So we got that. And then if I do, where is it? Colon, which is, I think, hex BA. There we go. And if I just hold shift down, it's going to give me a colon instead of a semicolon. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a working state. Somewhat working state. We still have to kind of get this to be one interface, which is the scope of tomorrow's stream. So I think I'm going to call that it. I think that's going to be it. I'm going to call this stream a success as well. We have been streaming for 3.5 hours. I pity whoever has to edit this, which is clearly me. But yeah, no. Tomorrow is we're going to sort of make everything less hard-coded and more programmatic, as well as we're going to get to a working state of it actually being a keylogger. I set a large scope for myself for this project at the beginning, and I kind of want this to be... I kind of want this to match my high standards. There's no real other way of putting that. So, with that being said, I'm going to end stream here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe. Peace.